Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Very good morning to all UITM student at East West International College. Our subject today is fundamental management and topic is leading. Leading. So what is leading? So the outcome you're going to learn from the topic leading, definition, traits and theory of leadership, behavioral, contingency, and power. So what is leading? Leading. Leading come from the word lead, L-E-A-D, yeah, lead. Then you come leading. Yeah. So leading involves the social and informal sources of influence that you use to inspire action taken by others. Simple, I give you an example. In the house, your parent, mak and bapa, father and mother is leading you. Huh? Understand? Eh? Senang. Okay? This is very basic for you to understand the leading. If managers, now we're talking about company lah. Here we are learning business. Yeah. If managers are effective leaders, their subordinate will be enthusiastic about exerting effort to attain organizational objective. So, same thing if I go back to your house lah. If your mother and father lead you, they are effective leaders. You learn a lot from your mother and father. You will work harder whatever your mother and father ask you to do. So same thing like in company. Here, if the manager is like your mother and father, if you're working in a company in future lah. So if he's an elective leader, he knows how to motivate you. He knows how to give instruction. He knows how to take your heart. Yeah? Then you will give your full support or full effort to work to attain the company objective. That's where the important the leader are. Here we're talking about the leader here, the leading. So if you are leader in future, if you are manager, you are leader of a company, how you want to make your subordinate, your people working around you, to be enthusiastic with your leadership, happy with you, easy working with you. So if you have this quality as a leader, then your people working with you will give his will give his utmost effort and skill to make sure whatever you ask them to do is implemented. Here implemented means whatever the objective of the company that you have to do. So in this context of digital design, such an apps and website leading may refer to as a line spacing or line height. So we, in this current age now, even the digital also you can use it for leading purposes, not only face to face. Yeah, the manager can be here, the factory can be Johor Bahru, the factory can be Singapore, the factory can be in other countries. So can use this digital age now to use as the leader tools to manage your subordinate all over the continent, not only in one factory. Yeah. So definition, leadership is a process by which an executive can direct, guide, influence, and the behavior and work others toward accomplishment of specific goals in the given situation. I already explained just now before this. It is also defined as a capacity to influence a group towards the realization of the goal. I also already mentioned just now. If you have a good leader, you can get the work done fast and with full support of the workers under him. If you know how to motivate and make the workers happy to do in their implementation of the goal. According to Keith, leadership is the ability to persuade others to seek defined objectives and enthusiastically. So very simple lah, very simple. I give it simple example. What is managers? Here leadership manager. So a manager of a company have to do many jobs, many things. He cannot do all by himself. He only have 8 hours in a day to do the work. So what he need to do? He need us to ask somebody else to do the work that he needs to do. Certain thing, yes, nobody can do the job, only the manager do. So that is the manager. But other things, the manager need to do it, but actually it can be done by another party, by another person, by any other people. So if this leader can persuade, can instruct, can tell the other people to to do the job that what is supposed to do and get it done successfully, that means you are good leadership. Simple as that only. Give back to your home now. Your mother need to go to the shop to buy the grocery to cook, but she need to cook. You cannot cook because you don't understand how to cook. You belum pandai lagi. You have not learned how to cook. But the mother need to cook and also to buy the ingredients to cook. So he's the leader in the house. So now he asks you to buy the ingredient from the shops nearby for her to cook. And you go and buy and bring back it, and then she cook. She is good leadership. She lead you to go and buy the thing and come back, and you bring all the ingredients you need for him to cook. This is a simple analogy of leadership. So it happen in the house, it happen everywhere in the company, everywhere, any organization, or anywhere in the world. Please understand simple that. No need to understand so much of this word that you cannot imagine what they are talking. It is the human factor which binds a group together and motivates it toward goals. Okay, you're talking about bind together. I go back to the simple analogy to your house. The mother asks one of his children to buy the groceries ingredient from the shops for him to cook. But the mother or the father also need to go to pay the electricity bill, need to pay also the water bill. And the mother have to cook or have to be in the house. He cannot go out. And he sent another of his son or another of his children to go and pay the electricity or water bill. And you go and pay, or his children go and pay and come back, and job done. So here we are not talking one person. It can be 2, 3, 4 person can work together to answer to the leadership and get things done. Simple. This analogy you bring into the company. Yeah. So the company manager have 100, 10, 20 jobs he has to do it. So under him he will have assistant manager 1, assistant manager 2, assistant manager 3. One assistant manager, the manager have to do the accounting system. So he have no time to do it because of manager. He appoint assistant manager specific for the account. The other assistant manager specific for buying material, or we call it procurement. The other assistant manager in charge of hiring people, HR, human resources, resource development. So you can see that it's not only one person, it can be a group of person to work together under one leadership. It can be 10 assistant manager. There's so many different departments that need to be implemented by the manager, the leader, but how he can manage his assistant and people down the line to execute the job and get it done according to what the company needs, the goals just now, goal. You must remember when you talk goal like the football, achieve the goal, to score a goal. Company is the same thing. The goal means the achievement. The goal need company need to produce a chair, a furniture. So the goal is finish furniture. You must understand. You don't looking here goal. I'm talking football goal pula. Difficult lah. Yeah. So if the leader can organize his people to do all the job to produce that furniture complete according to the company needs, according to the time, according to the quality, then he's become a good leader. Yeah? That is, he has a good leadership. Okay, traits, theory of leadership. Apa dia punya trait? What is their trait? The trait theory of leadership, as the name indicates, is based on the trait, the characteristic of leaders that make them successful in their leading. So either characteristic, or we call it their personality, or we call it style. These all we call the traits. What is their traits? It is viewed that first modern theory of leadership concept and come to institution is in the late 20th century. Okay, fine. This is previous there. They don't have much of specific structure of leadership lah. The leadership is always there for centuries. The king, the president, the sultan, all those days, the prophets, they are all leadership lah. But this modern concept of leadership is in the 20th century. Doesn't mean before 20th century there's no leadership. The in the army, the old days, the army, the commander, this is the leader. But that time no factory lah, but they command the army to go for war, to conquer the countries. That also leadership lah. But here we're talking about leadership in the 20th century is more like modern kind of leadership of company, manufacturing, all this kind of thing. Just to keep in mind, the leadership is there from those umpteen years lah. So the main aim of researchers of this theory was measuring traits of people related to the pattern of behavior in the emotion. So the trait, as I said now, is their personality, their style. So different people, different style, different people, different personality. But at the end of the day, they need still to achieve the goals of the company. Trait theory is an extension of great man theory of leadership. It states that leaders are born, are not made. Yeah, when we talk about personality, how you made personality? You ask, you said, hey, your friend personality like this, is it made or not? I don't think so. It's made. It's born, right? That is what it's trying to say. Trait theory agrees upon the same and specific different personality traits of leader that distinguish them from non-leaders. Sometimes also in the family, the parents from small, they also can see the traits of their own children. Yeah? They see as they grow, they see their personality, they see their style. For example, I give example. I see if that's your children, if this children is very rough at home, can climb trees, jump the tree, everything he did from small, I think that kind of personality can, in the end, become a good army or good police officer or kind of thing. You agree or not? Yeah. You can see among your brothers and sisters, those has grown up. You can see, you live together, you see their personality. In the end, you can see those personality, what job they take. Those very timid or kind of thing, you see, they're not going to become army, they're not going to become police officer, they become government officer maybe. So, here we said that traits theory is born, is not, what do you call it, you cannot man-made it. Yeah? And then you can distinguish it from leader, non-leader. As I said just now, in your family, as your sibling grows, you can distinguish it. This fellow, like parents too, easily, I think this my children like this, he become a great army lah. Or this fellow, I think he become a great doctor lah. From there you know already. So same thing like in the company. So like the great man theory, it also states that leaders cannot be developed and they have inherited characteristics to become successful leaders. Well, we have to believe it lah. If his leaders can be developed, then everyone can become leader lah, correct or not? Simple as that, if you ask me. Yeah. So it need to be, the leaders cannot be developed and they have inherited characteristics to become leaders successful. Sometimes we can see lah, those days, from the sultan, the president, then the sultan will have their children, the next on the line, that kind of thing. So it sounds like that leader is inherited it to the next to his children or kind of thing. It happens not during current time, during those many years ago. You can see like the Byzantine Empire, the Mongolian Empire. When Genghis Khan died, his son Ogedai Khan take over and so on. So this theory explains those traits or characteristics in detail. Okay, we'll go see the theory. So personality traits, the ability, supervising ability. If you cannot supervise, as I said just now, if you can ask your manager to do the job you're supposed to do, and you get the thing done what you need, then you already done the supervision successfully. So your ability to supervise your subordinate to get the thing done. Intelligence, sure. If you're not intelligent, how are you going to give instruction? You cannot be stupid fool giving instruction, right? You must have the brain. Simple as that. Initiative, for sure. You have to find a lot of initiative to get things done. Then for sure come from your intelligence lah. Yeah? Okay. Personal traits. That one ability. Personal self-insurance. Self not insurance, assurance. So to become leader, you must have a self-assurance. Or we call it very simple lah, self-confident. Yeah. Number two, you must be decisiveness. Cannot. The morning you tell your subordinate to do A, in the evening you ask them to do B. Then you are not leader. By night you ask them to do C. Then you are rubbish leader. You must be decisive. You said A in the morning, A in the evening, A tonight, A tomorrow. That is a personal trait you must have as a leader. Masculinity, femininity. Well, all the while you can see man is the one to lead lah. Yeah. But now female also become leaders. Yeah. So these traits, you can say both also we can use lah. But for sure, the masculinity, man is the one who really lead lah. But doesn't stop woman also to lead. That one I cannot elaborate more. You can see what's happening in the world today lah. But all this for sure lah, 100%. Man is the one to lead lah. And then majority. Majority again, it depends on the age. It doesn't depend on the age. In the history, Sultan Muhammad Fateh, at the age of 18, conquered Constantinople. Age of 18 years, he became commander of his own army and conquered Constantinople, or we call it now Istanbul. You can see history. 18 years old boy. Today, 18 years old boy, my God. You go and see your brother, what is he doing? 18 years old, still playing computer maybe. I, at the age of 21 years old, I can be proud. I built my own factory, sawmill. Now I see my son, 21 years old, nothing. Sitting at home in the room playing computer. So, the maturity does not depend on age. I just give you the example just now. But you need to be matured lah to become leader. You think easy to build a factory sawmill at the age of 21 years old? Unless I don't have a personal trait as a leader. Definitely I can command people to build my factory at 21 years old. Right? You think yourself. So maturity is another factor lah to become leader. But I just want to explain, maturity doesn't mean that, oh, you're age 30, you're matured already. Age 21, you're matured. Not necessary. The age does not really, of course lah, you cannot be lower than 18, then you're not really come to the minimum range of an adult lah. But we're talking here maturity, once an adult. But what age of maturity? It cannot be 21, it doesn't mean 30 or kind of thing. Okay? Working class affinity. Sure, you must be a working class mentality, affinity to become a leader. Or we call it workaholic lah. Must be people who like to work. If people lazy to work, you cannot become leader. I give you an example. I'm a leader of the college. How do I work? You ask me, I work 24 hours. I don't work like people after office, sleep at home, or never open my computer, never check my email, never check my WhatsApp. I communicate my friends, my business associates all over the world. Different time zone. Here 12 midnight, in New York is 12 in the afternoon. How do I communicate if I at 12 minutes didn't send message or didn't communicate with them? If you just talking, working from 9 to 5 in Malaysia, then in America is night time. How do you communicate with them? How to do business? So we have to be workaholic. At any time in 24 hours in a day, if I need to send message, I will send message. My business associate always tell me to my friend, he said, I never sleep. Because when you receive 3 a.m. message from me, down there is 3 p.m., they just wonder, 3 p.m. in Malaysia, 3 a.m., how this guy send a message? He's supposed to be sleeping. Then you don't ask lah. You want to know, you come to see me personally, I teach you how to do it, 24 hours to work lah. Yeah. Here not enough to explain lah. Okay, behavioral theory of leadership. Behavioral theory of leadership are classified as such because they focus on the study of specific behaviors of leader. Okay. For behavioral theories, a leader behavior is the best predictor of his leadership influence. As a result, as the best determinant of their leadership success. Behavior focus and approach provide real marketing potential, and behavior can be conditioned in a manner that one have specific response to specific stimuli. Okay, just now we're talking about leadership, born or made. Yeah. So first step we said that leaders are born lah. It's born by God. Everybody born in this world by God. The God has already state that you're going to be such and such a person. That's why you're born in this world anyway. You can be born as a boy, born as a girl. It's all determined by the God there. So that's why we said just now we agreed that leaders are born, not made. But behavior, no. Behavioral be uh, can be made or can be make it into what they want to be, that one you want to be. Yeah? So this is under behavioral theories. So if you want the leader to behave such and such, what are the factors we need to teach them? So that's why we have to go to school. We have to go to colleges. We have to go all learn this kind of thing so that you can be to behave as what you're supposed to be. For example, simple if it is so difficult to understand, you want to become a doctor, medical doctor. Doctor are not born yet. They are leaders. But to become a doctor, they have to learn all the specification, the medicine, everything to become a doctor. How to behave. You cannot become doctor, you don't know how to behave like a doctor in the operating theatre. You start cutting left leg, right leg, not the right leg that you cut, you know. Lawyers, how they develop to become lawyer. So there are ethics to teach them how to talk, how to go through court, how to dress, how to eat, how to talk to people, how to look at people. So they train them to behave that way. As such that sometime in this world, you can see people put cartoon or put picture. You see, this is how they put a cartoon. This is how a man accountant look like. They would look using his jacket with a small black bag or kind of thing. Oh, this picture will show how this lawyer the picture. Oh, how a doctor are. So you can see how they are developed to behave that way lah. So that you easily can identify. Oh, if you meet people talking like this, I see, this fellow must be a lawyer, you know. He speak very fluently. His word is very eloquent, or kind of thing. You compare a same person who are carpenter, for example. He does not behave same like a lawyer, right? Or like a doctor. So behavior theories of leadership, I mean behavior can be developed. But leadership, no, it's born. As we agreed, it's all created by God down there. Continue. As a result, We have gone from supposition that leaders are born. Very great. I mean, here we're talking great man theory lah. This is the theory, but for us Islam people is there's no great man theory. Is all created by God lah. Through the possibility that we can measure your leadership potential, trait theory, behavior lah. Via psychometric measurement, all kind of thing lah. Yeah. When a few of those situations are combined, you have a program that can be trademark or market. Okay, the evaluation leadership. Okay, same thing lah. Article. You can read the article. On one side note, there are excellent leadership program available to guide you on the leadership journey. Just ensure that program you choose your complete. So there are so many top quality leadership program. Harvard is known for producing good leaders. They have good leadership program. So this leadership program will mold to your behavior that we need. Let's say they need to become a chief executive officer of a big corporation, Petronas maybe. So their leadership, what the criteria leadership that you need to become a president of Petronas, big corporation. So those university, top university like Harvard or Oxford, so they have, we call it top management leadership program. These people will go there for 3 months, 6 months. So the university will brush them, polish them to make the top quality, top behavior, so that they can come back. They can behave a very good leader of the big corporation. So that's what we are trying to say. Leadership can be developed. What is developed? They develop their behavior and the traits. Yeah. Traits. Traits before behavior traits or leadership. Okay. Definition. What is trait? Traits. As I said, leaders are born with inborn trait. We said God create this lah. It's not created by human being. Behavior, leaders are not born but can be trained or developed. As I said just now, we can develop. That's why we have our top university developing leadership program. Effective leaders based on theories based on the characteristic of the leader. So once you know the traits or the characteristics of the leader, and then you can train what is the best skill for them. For example, we can train them to become lawyer, we can train them to become law doctors, we can train them to become CEO of big corporation, as I give you the example. Use of physical traits, height, weight, etc. affect the leadership effectiveness. For sure. If you're short, so short, we cannot train you to become the commander of an army. Can the commander of army become a dwarf commander of army? No way lah kan. So since the trait, they have a good height, good weight, good thing, then you become a commander of army. You become a film star. Oh, I'm sure for you not have a good look, kind of height, kind of thing. Then only we can develop his behavior to become film star lah. I think I explained you very, very simple, you know. You read this one, you never understand what this chart is all about. Okay? Can you discuss further lah this one with your lecturer? When I give you very good example just now, very easy to understand. Okay, contingency leadership. The contingency theory emphasizes different variable specific setting that determine the style and leadership best suited for the said situation. As I said lah, you can become a film star, you can become a CEO, you can become a lawyer, depend. It is founded that principle that no one leadership style is applicable to all situations. For sure lah. For sure lah. If you are a film star, you ask him to become a lawyer or become doctor, I don't think so it will happen lah. Renowned leadership researchers, Hodgson and White, believe that the best form of leadership is one that only possess the right qualities, but they are also able to evaluate the needs and find the perfect balance between behavior, needs, and context. Well, I already explained a lot of things. This is just explained in writing what I've been talking just now. Good leaders and their followers, and the situation at hand. In summary, the contingency theory suggests that great leadership is combination of many key variables. So the contingency theory is leadership that mean you want to become a leadership. In simple, we call it you need to be all rounder. In school last time they said, okay, this student is a very all rounder. He can play sport. Sport he play football, he play hockey, he play badminton. And then academic, he is top in the class. So he become all-rounder. During my school days, like myself, not so all-rounder, I become prefect. Prefect is a leadership also. But the other my friend is so good, better than me, he become head prefect. Head prefect is also a leadership lah. So you just came out from your school, how they choose the prefect? How they choose the head prefect? Have you ever thought? They are all leadership lah. From school time, the government is already asked to identify or help these children which have the leadership quality to develop them lah. So this are developing of them lah. From small, the school already identify. They can see these children, the style, everything. Then they see this fellow is born as leader. This one is very difficult. It depends on individuals to see it. The teacher may see it. Okay, this guy, this behavior like this, he has the trait as a leader. From there, they will see the other behavior, the other trait you have. Then they will employ you the head, the class monitor maybe. Then also the prefect of the school, the head prefect of the school, or the army uniform head of the school, scouts, any girl guide, that kind of thing. These are all small leaders. These are all developing of leaders from there already. This is how theories of leadership is all about. Leadership not come after your age of majority, from small. Okay. Power. Okay. The use of power in one or many tools as a leader to dispose. Sure lah. Ismail Sabri, if he's not a prime minister, nobody will listen to him, right? So why people listen to him? Because he has the power of the prime minister. Same on the other leader lah. CEO of a company, if he's not appointed as CEO of a company, nobody want to listen. What about Dato Mahathir? 22 years prime minister, after that another 22 months. Today no more prime minister, no more power. Who want to listen to Mahathir now? He speak in the parliament, so people laugh at him. Why? Because he has no power. Leadership with no power, no leader. That simple as that. I explained to you. So power itself is neither good nor bad. It is the wielder that determines if the power is used to serve or undermine the company's goal. Yeah, so whether in a politics, whether in politics is a company, the power that you have, neither good or bad. Depend how you use it. So you give the power to the CEO of a company. He abuse it. He take corruption. He do all kinds of evil in the company. Because he has the power, nobody go against him. Then the company become bad and does not achieve the company goals. But if the leader use it 100%, no corruption, no hanky-panky, then you can see the company goals and success is there. So power is much more than simple confidence. Okay, fine. It is necessary tool for enacting changes with your sphere of influence. As I said just now lah. Ismail Sabri with not a prime minister with no power, he cannot change anything in the whole country. Simple as that. Used effectively, the use of power will gain respect and achieve result. As I said just now, if the CEO not involved in corruption, not involved in hanky-panky, everything, and use it effectively, cleanly, without any abuse of power, then you can see the result. Same thing like a country, like a prime minister of a country. You see some country gone to the drain, African country, corrupted country. Last time in Indonesia, so much leader with corruption. You can see today still a lot of poor people. because they abuse the power, and that's why they never achieve the result to build up the society. On contrary, we in Malaysia now, the World Transparency Index says that we are number 2 corruption in the country now. We also worry now. You must also worry now. We also must fight. You must also must fight this corruption in our country. Otherwise, we also go to the drain. Yeah, just for the sake to tell you also, as a student. If used improperly, the misuse of power can hamstring an organization and lead to stagnation, or I can say lead to failures. Okay, simple as that. Have 6 types of power: coercive power, reward power, legitimate power, referent power, international power, and expert power. Well, these 6 types of power, as we can see, what is this 6 type of power. Okay, what is coercive power? Coercive power is least effective but most employed in abuse type of power in the corporate world. Well, you can see, like as I said just now, good example, last time President Marcos, 20 over years, he's become president. So he used coercive power against his subject, against the people. Yeah? Yes, it's effective, but because it's effective, he abused the power. And you see how Philippines gone to the drain during his Marcos time. This we call it coercive power. So it can happen also in a company. Yeah? The CEO of the company use his power as CEO because nobody will go against him. His subordinate go against him, he will sack. He will discipline them. So in the end, everybody afraid. When everybody afraid, he become too powerful. When become too powerful, we always say that too power always become abuse of power. If people have too much power, in the end they will abuse it. So this is coercive power is very dangerous. This must always find a balance of that. Forcing someone to do something against the will, as I said just now, coercive leader rely on threats. You don't follow him, what he say, he will sack you, he will discipline you. Or in big operation, he will transfer you. For example, big operation, Petronas, CEO of Petronas. Petronas has also operation in Sudan, in Nigeria, in all the African country. So if the manager don't want to listen to him, he will transfer him to Sudan. Nobody want to go to Sudan because this is a third world country. People are happy working in Malaysia. But you don't follow him, what his instruction, he will transfer you to. So because he has the power to do that. Often leads to fear, dissatisfaction, and resentment. So when it happens, everybody always fear, oh yeah, I will be transferred to the world country. Then because of that, you always become dissatisfaction, and you always want to go against the company lah, resentment. So if this happen, do you think the company is going to run well? Of course not. Reward power, okay. Reward power is another widely used method to business today lah. So normally in today, reward power, okay, we say that we achieve for the market, we achieve sales of 10 million, we'll give bonus 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. So simple as that lah, reward power. The result of reward power are mixed and therefore second weakest form of power. The result of reward power are mixed, and it is therefore the second weakest form of power lah. Okay, fine, understand lah. In many cases, the employer begin to experience frustration when the reward does not go larger. So this is a problem just now. Yeah, you achieve 10 million say, they give you 3 month bonus. Next year you don't achieve the say, they give bonus. Then the employer became frustrated. So this giving away a gold star or a gift card may be nice. Sometimes that is rare, but it's overused, the effect may be weakened. So in summary, this reward power, there are pros and cons lah. If during good time you do the reward power, is good, but during bad time, because of no reward, then it also become negative way of people thinking on their own ability. Legitimate power. Legitimate power is power operation of the role. Okay, this is the typical command and control structure that they employed by the military world. So like this one example is like an army lah. The captain or the then general, he has the ultimate power. He said you go to fight down there. He knows you're going to die. You know also you're going to die. But he has the legitimate power. You have to go. Because if you don't to go, he may shoot you because you are against the power that he has the legitimate. Yeah? Legitimate act as a formalized way of ensuring that there is someone to make that decision. Like just said just now lah, the general is a good example, like the army lah. By itself, this power, ability to persuade and convince others is weak. Yeah? However, when combined with the next three power, legitimate power can be excellent and step toward effective leadership. Okay, see what are the other power. What? Just give example, legitimate power, easy to understand, like in the army lah. Yeah? Referent power. Referent power is the cut of personality, an ability for individual to attract others and to build loyalty within them. This can occur through time if a leader is successful and has a well-known track record. Referent power is also the power of respect. Referent power is also created through values of individual. Some folks are born with it. So here, if the leader, his personality is very good, you know, and he already managed success in the company through his leadership, through his policy, through the style, he managed, and people become comfortable working with him, you know. So, and out of that, people, workers around him give him full respect because he knows that his decision, his style or his decision will achieve a great success. So because of that, a lot of people will be attracted to work with him. He knows that this leader style, this leader kind of thing, he get things done, we call it. He get things done. So definitely people don't want to work with leaders who are failure, right? Do you want to go and work with the people who are failure? If there's other leader is not doing very well kind of thing, nobody want to go and work with them. Because you're not going to achieve your objective. You don't want to be one of the failures, right? So reference power mean if that personality have a good track record, as you call it, then people will start working together with them. So you earn the confidence of the people uh, that what you have done. So when you got the confident people, so you have the power already. So this is very important. Sometimes we see leader, they try to appease, make happy with their workers, with their subordinate, and make them get them the trust of the worker that is working with their subordinate. Then he can become a power like this reference power. Okay, informational power. Informational power is the newest additional, okay, to the types of power by French and Raven, and it is the top three most effective types of power. International power is the power of having information that another does not have, or distribution of information as a means of effecting change. Information power is the possible use of information from proceeding by numbers of making up a statistic to manipulate opinion. Some say that statistics are precise and logical methods of stating their truth inaccurately. So now there's another power come to the picture. We call it information power. And this information power can come from the information you have. For example, here we're talking about statistics. So if the statistic says in Sramban we have 200,000 people, yeah, 200,000 people, income of out of 200,000, 100,000 income is 20,000 above. 50,000 income of people is say 50,000, and the other one 10,000. So with this information, they put into statistic. They do the statistical calculation to get the information. So they know that if Sraman there is so much, there are more rich people than those people, poor people, what kind of product that you think we can sell down there? This is what they call it information power. This not called, we not only go to Sraman. This information power, you can go to country to country. For example, those people want to sell product in Indonesia. If the product is, let's say, we call now, they want to sell, well, you say want to sell, for example, top-end car, BMW 7 Series car to Indonesia. So how do you want to sell to Indonesia? They need the information. How many rich people are there in Indonesia? Indonesia have 200 million population. So how many of these 200 million are rich people that can afford to buy the BMW car 7 Series? They have the calculation. If the income of people, the person must be minimum, let's say 1 million a year. These people can afford to buy this 7 Series BMW car. So they will do the survey. They will do the survey and they will get into the information and do it statistically. Then the statistic information will say that, look, in Malaysia, 10% population are multi-millionaire. That means Indonesia have 200 million population, 20 million are millionaire. That means earn people more than 1 million above. Then the BMW company in Germany say, yes, this information we have, we can sell our car in Indonesia. This is the information power. The power of the information you got, then they can decide. Otherwise, without this information, they simply go and sell, open big showroom in Indonesia, invest so much of showroom and distribution center in Indonesia, suddenly you cannot sell the car. What happened? Gone bankrupt, right? They're going to lose millions of dollars. That's why the information power now is the most important power that make on to make decision by the company whether they want to do the business there or not. So this is why we're learning now fundamental management. So you need to know that this is the latest trend of information power that you need to use to do your business. For example, you want to open shops in this area. So you need to do the research, the statistic, the survey. How many people is staying in this area? How many of them have an income of 1,000? How many income of them of 10,000? From there, you know what kind of restaurant you want to open here. Whether a mama store, whether the Thai restaurant, or whether it should be upper-end Japanese sushi restaurant, or now we have also now Korean restaurant. So this information you need to collect first. This will give the power for you to decide to do the business. That's why this current trend of information power is very, very important in the management processes. Expert power, okay, closely related to information power, okay. Expert power is what individual possess in the information, knowledge or expertise of the area. I already mentioned this now. This is the software architect, the lead engineer, CFO. So with the information, the CEO, the whoever want to open the business will use this. For example, doctor want to open a clinic here, they need information. How many people are staying down here? Yeah? So if all poor people down here, there are a lot of people staying down here, but there's all poor people. You can't open a clinic here because people don't go to the clinic. They go to the hospital, free medical. Yeah? So this is the information power that you need. The person has a high level expertise. They can often persuade others to do things for them using trust and respect. Okay, fine. The expertise and therefore this type of power are greatly valued in the leadership role. Okay. So here we're talking, sorry, here we're talking about doctors, everything. So they are expertise. For example, CFO. What is CFO? CFO is Chief Financial Officer. So because he have the finance background, he has the power to become the financial officer. Software architect, because you have expertise in architecture, software architect, you can become the architect of the company. Lead engineer, you have a very good engineering, you can become engineer for the building construction. Here the power come from your expert. You become leader, engineer of the construction because of your expertise as the engineer. You become doctor because your expertise of the doctor, you have the power to lead. If you don't have a medical, you cannot become a doctor. You don't have the power to lead. Okay, this is talking about expertise lah. Expert here, I mean expertise power. Summary, okay. We show you now all kind of power, and the last one was expertise power. Okay, what we have learned, leading, definition, leader, trait, all these things we already mentioned from the learning objectives, and I already covered everything until the last one, which is very important now about power, leadership in power. Yeah. So thank you very much. We hope you enjoy the lecture. Again, I said we are teaching. There's two parts of the story. We are teaching, you are learning. So whether you learn or not, this is the important thing. We teach already. So you need to learn. You need to understand what we teach. You don't understand, that's why you need to discuss in the class. You can look more from the notes we provide with you. You can look into the books we provide with you. We will give you also the videos on the subject with you. Or you also can Google more videos to know about the subject, for example, like leadership. And then all the other information leadership, you can also find through the Google. It's very simple nowadays. If you have the smartphone, you just can click your phone, everything is there. It's whether you are lazy or not to learn, we cannot help. So learning now is very simplified, very easy already. So with all these gadgets, it should even make the learning more happily to study. I always state that you want to study, you must be happy. If you don't happy, then you cannot study. Because when you see the study is a stumbling block, it's a difficult thing, then you stop studying. So you must find a way to make study yang happy. Or in Malay we call it menyeronokkan. If the study is menyeronokkan, you can learn much more. So please take that as my advice. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.